Hi everyone, welcome to another Mompreneur, birthing the next generation of heroines and heroes. I'm Tanya Lynn and I'm so excited to be tuning in with Sarah Prout all the way from Australia. Welcome, Sarah.
Nice to meet you. It's
Yeah.
great to connect. Yeah.
So exciting. So Sarah and I have been following each other on Facebook for a while because our babies were both born in March. And of course, you always bond with the other entrepreneurs who are becoming mamapreneurs at this. Well, she's already been a mamapreneur because she's got a couple kids. But it's really exciting because now is the first time that we're actually able to have a conversation. And so we're excited to share that conversation with you who are watching this. So let's dive in. And Sarah, tell us a little bit about you and your baby and also a little bit about your business.
Okay. Well, my baby was born in March, and I've already got two other kids. One turns 14 in August, so I've been a mama for a long time now. And my other baby is 9. She'll be 10 in February. So I'm kind of used to balancing business and mamahood, and it's been challenging. It's been really challenging at times, but it's so rewarding. I think a lot of people think that it has to be so hard to balance a business and motherhood, but it doesn't have to be hard. And I think it comes down to what you believe in and the way that you approach each and every task. So systems and organization really are the key to kind of making things run smoothly. So I run a publishing company with my husband. And I also have a blog, my blog, sarahprout.com, and I teach people about manifesting. So that's my primary focus. I started out back in 2006, kind of when Twitter was just brand new, and people thought that I knew how to use social media really well, so I ended up landing a book contract to write a book about business. And I cleverly, like when you have a child that's fussy about eating vegetables and you kind of sneak veggies into their meal, I snuck in spirituality and metaphysics into my business book because that's my true passion. And that's where I'm at. I teach people about metaphysics. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, passion and purpose. A business without that is really kind of boring to me. So I love the spiritual side of things. I can't hide it. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And I love what you just started with, and I want to go down that rabbit hole of it's been easy for you to balance babies and business, and I've actually been having the same experience. So I'd love for you to share, what do you think that is? Like, what are some of the key components, and what have you put in place to really make it easy?
Probably my mindset, first and foremost. Like, I'm very committed to being optimistic and positive, no matter what's happening. Like if I believe that the babies reflect the consciousness of the parents. And I feel like because I'm so committed to just appreciating every moment, Lulu, my baby, responds to that. And it's a great testimony to like the power of vibration and how you carry that consciousness with you and it gets reflected back. So I can't complain, really. I mean, she's been an absolute angel. And, like I feel like people that hold the belief that it's going to be hard will get exactly that. So if you affirm, oh, it's so hard, I'm so tired, this is so draining, and it's going to come back to you. And there are days where it's going to be so tough. But that's okay. As long as you go with the flow, you can't really go wrong. So that's my belief anyway.
Yeah, I have to agree, too, because we were comparing how Lulu and Callie are both super calm, easy babies. And everyone's like, what? She's sleeping in the night, and what? She's not difficult. And I was just today at the farmer's market, and everyone's like, oh my God, she's like maintaining eye contact, and she's only 11 weeks, and she's smiling, and it's I think it is a testimony to how Brent and I, our consciousness and how we're handling her. And Brent always says, I'm just not listening to anyone anymore when it comes to pregnancy and parenting and all that. He's like, because everyone's told us how hard the pregnancy was going to be, how hard the birth was going to be, how hard the baby's going to be. And he's like, we're not experiencing that. And he's like, I'm just waiting for it to get hard. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be.
That's the thing. If people are waiting for it to get difficult, then it will get difficult. I'm a firm believer in that. You put out there and it comes back to you. So.
Yeah. And I think he's just more saying, I think what he's really meaning is he's like, yeah, someone proved me wrong here. Like, I don't think he doesn't actually think it's going to get hard. But he's like, yeah, so I'm just waiting for, is this going to get hard? Because I don't think it will, so yeah. Oh, it's cool though.
That's great.
How have you set up your business? Like, have you actually done anything tactical to make it easy?
My husband would like me to, since he's my business partner. He's so systems and structure and all that kind of stuff, and I'm much more creative flow. So I think he's probably more taking charge of that kind of thing to, create the project management systems and the tasks that need to get done. And I'm kind of just like, it'll take care of itself. And it doesn't work like that, but it's very much go with the flow right now, taking each stage as it happens. But the systems, probably more beliefs, I guess. It gets back to beliefs again. I just believe it's going to run smoothly. I believe I can get my work done on time, and if I can't, then that's okay. So it's this whole cycle of self-acceptance going on like all of these different levels. It's like my body, personally, professionally, with my children, all of these different roles that I have to play, and I haven't really put anything into place to manage that. So I feel like I sabotage myself when I do. So I don't know whether that makes sense.
No,
but, sometimes you get in your own way. When I tend to, if I plan for things, it goes against the grain sometimes for me. So,
well, I think if you're planning things, then what I have found is that when I do go way over too much planning, then I'm getting into control masculine.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That's it. That's what I was trying to get to. Yeah. I'm very much into the creative process, and I think that's why my husband and I make such a great team, because he takes over that role and I can just flow, and I need to really acknowledge that, because for so many years I was going against that and really just shooting myself in the foot. That's what I was doing.
And I want to really point out the other thing that you said that was so brilliant is you're expecting to get it done on time, and if it doesn't, you let it go. Like you're accepting yourself. And I think that's so critical, is how much pressure we put on ourselves and how much pressure moms, I'm finding, put so much pressure on themselves versus just like, okay, so you have to push a date back, and I've been having that same experience. So I can relate.
So tough, because when I had a C-section when I had Lulu, and I've had one before, but this time, because I'm nearly 10 years older than the last time, it was a lot harder for me to recover. Even though I didn't hold that belief, it just kind of, it was an opportunity for me to learn from. And I had to be in bed a lot more. And this time I had help, because I didn't have that with my first husband. So I had to allow him to take care of me, because sometimes I can be stubborn. And all I wanted to do was get back to work. And so I was writing blog posts, and I think Lulu was only about 5 days old, writing social media posts, feeling this need to keep going, to keep being the entrepreneur. It doesn't go away. And I couldn't allow myself space to just relax and be at peace. So I don't know. And then I finally got it. Okay, it's okay if the dishes don't get done, or everything doesn't get done at once. Be gentle on yourself. That was my takeaway message from this last baby. Be gentle, because you're going to drive yourself into the ground.
Yeah, I had a very similar experience where I was like, posting stuff and ready to get right back, and finding that that balance between honoring that, because that's what I desired, but at the same time honoring my body. And when it was like, when I was getting a firm, you need to rest today, like I did, and I just stayed in bed. So I learned that lesson as well.
It's so tough, because you're riding the wave of hormones, and they can really mess you up. Because if you are prone to self-doubt and self-criticism, and you add hormones on top of that, it can be a really messy concoction. And so you think that everything, it's all it's all the world's caving in on you, and you just want to give up, or you're not worthy enough, and then you kind of just ride it out. So a good friend of mine said to ride the wave and not get crashed by it, you know, like just be centered, be calm, and don't think that you have to get everything done at once. And I think I've really been guilty of that a lot of my life. And so self-compassion, that's what you need to do, self-compassion.
Yeah.
And self-care. It's a huge learning curve, and I'm still getting it right. And there are days when I don't, you know, like I'm not good with that kind of stuff. But then there's days that I am. So ride it out.
And what does self-care look like to you?
Self-care. Eating well, drinking lots of water, getting sleep, allowing people to help out, and being open to that, because for so many years I just had to look after myself. If something needed to get done, I needed to do it myself, and not being so stubborn, and admitting when I'm wrong, and not being so emotionally reactive. You know, like that's the key to me, to allow myself space to cry if I want to. Like, I'm such an emotional person, so if I want to cry, I'm going to cry, but I don't have to take it out on somebody else. I need to take responsibility for my own emotions and how they are reflected in the people around me. So that's self-care to me, like setting those firm boundaries that not everything has to be catastrophic, and I don't have to be the drama queen that sometimes I naturally, you know, I fall under that category a lot more than I want to. So just learning to be gentle with myself is probably the best level of self-care that I can give to myself.
Beautiful. And in terms of getting help, because I think that's a huge thing, what does that look like in terms of, do you have a nanny? Is your husband helping out? Are your kids helping out? Like, how are you getting help with Lulu?
My husband's helping out a lot. I'm really grateful. At the moment, because we've got this big launch coming up for my course, my new manifesting course, the thing that we're doing is 2 nights on, 2 nights off. So we actually sleep in separate rooms right now. And he takes Lulu, and even though Lulu's not really waking up during the night, we still need to be close to her. So he's helping out. The kids are helping out as well. So my son, being a teenager, he's great. You know, if I need help with the kitchen or anything like that, and my daughter's good too. So it really is. It's different to when I had the babies the first time around, because now it's almost like this little mini community is raising Lulu.
Wow.
So it's really good. And I don't have a lot of friends around me here in this location. My mother lives 40 minutes away, and she's really busy right now because her partner's in the final stages of cancer. So we're really like this little community of people helping out. So yeah, it's good. But it was a friend that suggested, how about you let Sean look after the baby for the night? And I thought, that's an interesting idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was having such a tough time. I thought I was going through the post-baby blues. And a friend said to me, "Are you sad, Sarah, or are you just tired?" And I said, "Oh, gosh, what a great question. I'm tired. I'm not sad. You know, I'm actually quite happy and grateful and centered. I'm just tired." And she said, "Okay, we'll take 2 tablets of magnesium before you go to bed and let Sean look after the baby and then get back to me." And it worked miracles. It was so amazing to know just how 2 nights of solid sleep, it took away that feeling of powerlessness and sadness. So,
and the magnesium, tell me about that.
Well, she said that a lot of people, especially when they've just had a baby, it helps to replenish. So a lot of people, I think 25% of the population are actually magnesium deficient, and so it can help calm you out, even out your hormones and that kind of thing. And it was amazing. So I'm very, very grateful that she suggested that.
Brilliant.
Sleep works as well. So 2 nights on, 2 nights off. And then I think Lulu's ready to go into her nursery soon, because I've been sleeping with her in the same room. So she'll be ready to be more independent soon, I think. But I'm not ready to give that up.
I know. I was going to say,
I love having her close.
How do you feel about that? Because I'm feeling the same thing. We have a little bassinet, and it's soon that she's going to grow out of it. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about her going in the other room in her crib.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know. I think she'll be fine. I think it's just another go with the flow, see what works, see what doesn't work, and then find a happy medium.
Yeah, we've been alternating some of her naps. We'll do in her crib, just so she's getting used to the space. But I think it's more, I'm more attached. She'll probably be fine, but it's more me.
Yeah,
I know. Do you have any resources, mompreneur resources for women who are pregnant right now or who are mompreneurs? Yeah.
Let's see. Spend the time that you're pregnant creating content that you can auto schedule to go out when, in those early stages, so that you don't fall into the trap of needing to get everything done. Like I said, I was writing blog posts, and I set that intention, I'm going to have everything organized, and then it didn't happen. So, but I was writing course content and working with clients and that kind of stuff leading up to the birth. But it was it's scheduling. If you've got a blog, schedule posts to go out, so you're always connecting with your audience. And I think that's really important as well, especially like your email newsletter. People want to hear from you, otherwise you're going to have to craft a complete new re-engagement sequence as to why you've been missing in action. And then people can drop off. If you don't stay in contact, you lose relevancy. So don't just automatically assume that people will think, she's had a baby, because they might not even know that you've had a baby. And then all of a sudden, you've got like a whole Facebook page worth of baby photos like I do. It's so funny. Like, I didn't realize how popular photos of my baby would be, but like that's one of the biggest conversion points, because people love authenticity and they love that personal connection more than they love picture quotes or like little snippets of information. They want to see what your life's about so that they can trust you and buy your products. It's crazy, but it works.
Absolutely.
So my resource, I guess, would be posting, scheduling, and getting ready. So just create as much as you can, and then taking like the last 2 weeks before you have the baby completely off, so you can just chill out and enjoy time with your partner. And I went to so many movies, and we went out to dinner, and we did all that kind of stuff.
And have you guys been doing date night at all? How's it been with relationship?
Oh. Oh, wow. Relationship-wise, I love him more because we have this beautiful being that we now share. So, I mean, you could have 1,000 date nights and it wouldn't give you that connection that we now have together, and it's absolutely beautiful. We haven't had date nights, but we spend 24 hours a day together, pretty much, because we work together. We never run out of things to talk about. So even though, like, every day we have lunch at maybe midday and we go out for lunch, so it's like a day, and Lulu's such an easy baby. So she just sleeps, and we can go to a Japanese restaurant and have sushi and chat about business or chat about the kids, and it's fine. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
We're pretty good. We do know that we need to tend to our relationship, though, a little bit more. But, yeah, it's good.
Brilliant. I like that. Actually, so you are having a daily date.
Daily? Well, it's always like a date, Sean. It's really weird. Like, we never actually dated. He pretty much got off the plane from America and moved straight in. So,
wow.
We don't really know what it's like to go, well, just going out all the time together is like a date for us. So we're really lucky. We're really lucky.
Yeah. And last question is, what's the number one gift that Lulu has provided you?
Oh, wow. How powerful it is to call in a baby from the spirit world. And to see that intention. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
Me
right
too.
Now. To know that intention could manifest so powerfully, because I had 5 miscarriages in 8 months leading up to conceiving Lulu. So she was number 6, and I was told that there was a 50-50 chance that she would survive when I was about 5 weeks pregnant. And she was so determined to come through, because I feel like out of the little heartbeats that we had and we lost, and I always felt her presence around. And now that she's here, it's such a gift. It's such a true gift to know that as a woman, I could bring that little being to life and facilitate that expansion into the physical realm for her, because I know and I feel that she needed to be here. Like, it was her choice to come to me, to come to Earth. And now I think that's probably why she's a peaceful baby as well, because she wanted to be here just as badly as I wanted her. So it's a perfect alignment, a vibrational alignment of intention. And that's a gift to me, a reminder of the power of intention.
Wow. I so relate. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. And so you've got this course coming up, and so people can find you at sarahprout.com. And just real quick, tell us about the course and how people can find it.
Oh, sure. Well, the course, go to sarahprout.com. There should be links on the site. We're not ready to launch yet, but it's called Manifest, and it's all about bringing your intentions to life. So I share lots of personal stories of how I manifested a $1 million mansion that I had a dream about, and the baby and all of that kind of stuff, and how I manifested my soulmate. So I've had so many incredible experiences, and what I've done is wrapped it all up into a really great course. It's so much content, and we've worked really hard, Sean and I, my partner, we've worked really hard to bring that to life so that people can have lots of exercises and great rituals to complete that will really help them to create a life that they love and to manifest their desires. So hopefully it will be out in the next 2 weeks. We're pretty sure we're on target for that.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah. This is
Pleasure.
wonderful for us to air our first conversation.
Yes.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Join us next month for another Mompreneur. And for now, take care.